Hi, this is Ashwin here. Today I will be discussing about the presentation on machine learning analysis of Irish residential property price. In this project, we are going to discuss about and analyzing a residential property transaction in Ireland using machine learning techniques with the goals of understanding the key factors that influence the property prices. The data set uses here is the residential property price register, which is available on datagovernor.ie. I will talk through the business motivation, data preparation, modeling approach, results, and the finally business insights and also the limitations in this project. Next, we go to slide 2. In this slide, we are going to discuss about business context and motivation. In this business context and motivation, residential property prices are extremely important in the Irish economy, like they influence investment decisions, mortgage lending, financial risk assessment, and also the public policy formulations. However, property prices are affected by many interaction factors such as location, transaction conditions, regulations like VAT, VAT is a tax here, and the property characteristics. Traditional analysis method struggle to handle very large amount of data sets like property price register, which contains hundreds of thousands of transactions. This motivated the use of machine learning, which is well suited for analyzing large scale real world data by uncovering the complex relationship. So we can use the machine learning techniques to find the price prediction. The aim of this project is not to replace the professional valuation, but to build an analytical decision support which will be helpful for the price behavior of the future market. So let us see about the problem statement and the objectives. The problem statement here is, can historical residential property transaction can be used to analyze and explain a price variation in Ireland or not? The thing. But here the based on this, the project objectives are to explore and understand the Irish residential property transaction data, to engineer meaningful business and regulatory futures, to apply machine learning regression models, to compare a simple baseline models with a more advanced thing, and also finally to interpret the results from a business and financial perspective. It is very important to interpret the results from both a business and financial perspective to predict it. Also, this is done by supervised machine learning, which is a regression is used to find the relationship between the two variables to predict it, where the target variable is the property sale price. To handle the skewness of the price, I use the log transformed price as the target variable, which is common practice in the financial modeling. Next, we go to slide 4. In the slide 4, we are going to see about the dataset overview. The dataset is used here is, as I said earlier, is residential property price register, which records all the residential property sales in Ireland, which is also available in datagovernor.ie. The key characteristics of the data includes time period from 2010 to 2021. Nearly the 11 years dataset we have taken, and approximately 7 lakh transaction records were done here. So in this, government maintained it and they have given that as an open source for a public to use it. So we can have an idea on this. So we have, once we explore the data set, then we have to find the some of the important attributes. Some of the important attributes I found here is sale price, property description, and the county of the property, VAT status, and not full price market price indicator. While the data set is very large and reliable, it has some limitations also. Like there is a no much details about the floor area, like how many square feet the house is. Also, there is a no property condition. What is the property condition? Like is the house is very in good condition or not, and what's the age of the house? There is nothing information is there, and also there is no precise geospatial coordinates. So we cannot come to the conclusion based on only these key attributes, because some of the peoples may give preference based on the floor area. So floor area is maybe considered as a main key factor here. So here we can here there is a limitation, sir. There is no floor area and there is no property conditions, and also there is no geospatial coordinates. And then we can go for a next slide. Yeah, if we go for a data audit and pre-processing, here data, anyway, we are going to work on any project. The data pre-processing step is very important. So first we have to do data audit. Before modeling a detailed data audit, a pre-processing stage was very, very important and crucial because prices were stored here as a text with the currency symbols. So missing values existed in descriptive fields. So price distributions was highly skewed here. So to address these issues, price were cleaned and converted into numerical values. So here we have removed all the symbols which were in the price column. And also invalids or zero prices were removed. Like if there is any invalid prices or if there is a values give us a none and if there is any imputation is required, we have performed the data imputation and all the stuff here in the pre-processing steps. So prices were log transformed to stabilized variance. Once we done the data cleaning, also we have done the log transformation here as the next step is the data transformation. So outliers were not aggressively removed because high value properties are economically meaningful. Because usually in the thing, we usually consider the outliers. Outliers means like there is a values which are completely outside of the data values. Like if all the values are among like 1 to 2 and if there is a one value is 5 means the 5 is considered as outliers. But even here in this condition, in this data set, even one of the property may have a huge value. So here we cannot consider that as outlier. So next we are going to discuss about the feature engineering. Here feature engineering is one of the most important part of this project because in this feature engineering only we are going to select important key features. So because the dataset lacks detailed property characteristics, I focused on extracting a business meaningful features from the available data. So the engineered features includes not full market price. That means identifies discounted or non-armed length transaction, VAT exclusive. That means captures a regulatory tax treatment. Is properties new or not? Like extracted from the property description text. And is it apartment? Like identifies a property type. Is it villa type or apartment type? And it is in Dublin or not? Like if it is a proxy and it is in main location, then the price will be differ. So we are checking with the county also, like it is in Dublin or not, or it is in Cork or not. So we are based on that we are working on it. And also these features reflect the real economic and regulatory factors influencing the property prices. Next, we are going to discuss about the exploratory data analysis. Here we have performed a market structure analysis and performed everything. Like here, we have focused on market structure rather than the individual records. Like property were grouped into price bands such as low, mid, upper mid, high and luxury. Based on the criteria, the people can able to purchase it. Like low budget houses also you can purchase and high budget also you can purchase and luxury also purchase. So only we have grouped based on low, mid, upper mid, high and luxury as the group. The analysis showed that the most transactions occur in the low mid price bands. High value properties represent a small but important segment because most of the people prefer to purchase the houses in the low budget or medium budget rather than investing on same property for high budget. So this highlights the heterogeneous nature of housing market, which explains why predicting price is very challenging here. So let's go for the modeling approach. Once we have performed the data cleaning and data pre-processing and all the steps were done, and once the data transformation is also done, then we are going to select a model. Here we have selected the two model. Here the one of the model is linear regression, and both of the things are going to work based on the regression model only. Here the first one is linear regression, which is a baseline. So here it is a very simple and highly interpretable method, and where there is a more than two variables, so we are here applied as a multiple linear regression. Like it assumes the linear relationship between a features and prices. So second thing is we have here used this random forest regressor. Random forest regressor also it captures a non-linear relationships and also it can handle a feature interaction. Also it is well suited for complex data for real world data because as we said that here it is a large amount of data set is here in the real world. So we are using the random forest regressor as it is very suitable for the complex data set. Also here while we are splitting the data set for the data modeling approach, here we have split the data sets into two ratios like 80:20. Here 80% of the data set is used for the training purposes and the 20% of the data set is used for the testing purposes. Also, we can go for the results and model comparison. Here we can see that in the key observation, random forest outperforms linear regression, indicates a nonlinear pricing relationships, improvement in meaningful for real world data. So if we see the values here in linear regression is RMSE, that means root mean square equation value is 0.66666 and R square is 0.1532. Similarly, if we see the random forest 0.6589 and 0.1726 is the R square value. Although we can see that there is a improvement may seem modest, it is meaningful in real world housing dataset. The improvement confirms that the nonlinear relationship exists in the property prices. Therefore, the comparison demonstrates the value of using advanced model over a simple baseline. And then we are going for next slide. Yeah, in this slide, we are going to discuss about the business insights, limitations, and the conclusion what we observed here. So first we can see that from a business perspective, several key factors were insights were emerged like location, even as a simple proxy or strongly influences prices. And also we can say the property types such as apartments or versus or houses or villas. Also regulatory and transactions like it is comes under VAT and market status and how measurable impact. However, there are important limitations also is there. Some of the limitations are like the property attributes are not clear and there is no exact location data and we cannot know the exact house condition of the houses and also we don't know that the house is new or not. Therefore, the model should not be used for an individual property valuation. Instead, it can be used for the market analysis, segmentation, and understanding the relative prices delivered. In conclusion, we can say that the project successfully demonstrates complete end-to-end machine learning models, which meets our project criteria requirements. And despite of the data limitations, it provides a meaningful analytical insights and support the business decision making. So by this, we can say that we can apply this for the pricing of analyzing the pricing of house prediction in Dublin. Thank you so much for giving opportunity to explain this presentation. Thank you.